May the peace, blessings, and mercy of God be upon you. Hello everyone in Junior 5. I am Mrs. Yasmin Yasser. I am going to be your math teacher for our lesson now. We started in the previous lessons adding and subtracting decimals, and we taken an assessment. This is the answer for it. In today's lesson, we are going to study variables and equations. The first topic in this lesson is talking about the difference between variable, mathematical expression, and equations. Variables. Variables is a missing number. We represent it by a small letter. And the second one, mathematical expression. Mathematical expression consists of numbers only with operations or numbers and variable with also operations. The third one, equations. Equations is a mathematical expression contains equal sign. So equation consists of four things: variables, operations, numbers, and equal sign. Let's take an example. Classify the following two: mathematical expression, equations, or neither, not mathematical expression and not equation. In front of each statement. Number one, Hani saves 15 L.E. every day. What does Hani save in the week? This example is a story problem, not mathematical expression and not equations. So it will be neither. Number 2. 2.45 plus 13.12 minus 5. We have numbers and operations, not have variable, not have equal sign. So it will be a mathematical expression. Mathematical expression. Number 3. 1.8 plus x equals 2.8. We have numbers and variables and operations and equal sign. We have four things, so it will be equations. Number 4. 3.6 plus 1.4 equals 5. We have numbers and operations and the equal sign. We don't have variable, so it will be mathematical expression. Mathematical expression. Now number 5. K minus 15.8 plus 7.18. We have variables and numbers and operations. We don't have equal sign. It will be mathematical expression. Mathematical expression. The second topic in this lesson is talking about solving equations. We have two strategies to solve any equation. The first one is called part model or part and whole. We use this strategy in addition and subtraction to get the unknown value, which represents it by a small letter. And the part model is a rectangle. Decompose it into three parts. At the top we have the whole number. At the bottom we have two parts. If the variables at the top, we make addition, and if the variables at the bottom, we make subtraction. Let's take an example. Solve the following equation by using four model. Number 1. 6.45 plus x equals 10.48. Now we need to solve for x. The operations is addition, so the whole number is the sum after equal sign. So we put 10.48 at the top, and we put 6.45 and x at the bottom. Now the variables x at the bottom, we make a subtraction. So the first, we must check the number of digits. The minuend has 2 digits in the integral part, but the subtrahend only has 1 digit in the integral part. So we hold the tens place with 1 0. And the minuend has 2 digits in the decimal part, and the subtrahend has also 2 digits in the decimal part. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. The minuend at the left we found 0, then 1. At the right we found 4, then 8. The subtrahend at the left we found 6, then 0. At the right we found 4, then 5. Now we need to get the difference. X is at the bottom. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 8 minus 5 equals 3. 4 minus 4 equals 0. We reach the decimal point, bring down at. Now 0 minus 6. It doesn't work. So we borrow 1 from the next digit. Cross out 1 and write 0. And add 10 to the digit 0. It will be 10. Now 10 minus 6 equals 4. Now 0 minus 0 equals 0. Can you write 0 at the left for the integral part? No. So 4 and 300 is the value for the variables x. So x equals 4 and 300 is the solution of equation. Number 2. K minus 6.18 equals 2.59. We need to solve for k. The operations is subtraction. So the whole number is minuend before minus sign. So we put k at the top, and we put 6.18 and 2.59 at the bottom. Now the variables k at the top, so we make addition. At the first, we must check the number of digits. The first addend has 1 digit in the integral part, and the second addend has also 1 digit in the integral part, and the first addend has 2 digits in the decimal part, and the second addend has 2 digits in the decimal part. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. At the left we found 6. At the right we found 1, then 8. The second addend at the left we found 2. At the right we found 5, then 9. Now we need to get the sum. We start from the right and going to the left. 8 plus 9 equals 17. Can you write 17 at one place? No. So we write 7 and carry up 1 to the digit in the next higher place. Now 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 2 plus 5 equals 7. We reach the decimal point, bring down at. Now 6 plus 2 equals 8. Now 8.77 is the value for the variables k. So k equals 8 and 7700 is the solution of equation. Number 3. 2.85 plus 3.15 minus y equals 4.72. We need to solve for y. At the first, we must get the sum of two numbers. We must check the number of digits. Now, the first addition has one digit in the integral part, and the second addition has one digit in the integral part, and the first addition has two digits in the decimal part, and the second addition has two digits in the decimal part. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. At the left we found 2. At the right we found 8, then 5. The second addition at the left we found 3. At the right we found 1, then 5. We need to get the sum. Now we start from the right and going to the left. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Can you write 10 at one place? No. So we write 0 and carry up 1 to the digit in the next higher place. Now 1 plus 8 equals 9 and 9 plus 1 equals 10. So we put 0 and carry up 1 to the digit in the next higher place. Now we reach the decimal point, bring down it. Now 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 3 plus 3 equals 6. Now we have two zeros at the right for the decimal part, not has a value. So this number is only 6. Now we replace these two numbers by the sum 6. Now 6 minus y equals 4.72. Now we need to solve for y. The operation is subtraction. So the whole number is the minuend. So we put 6 at the top and we put y and 4.72 at the bottom. Now the variables y at the bottom. So we make subtraction. At the first, we must check the number of digits. The minuend has one digit in the integral part, and the subtrahend has only one digit in the integral part. But the minuend not has any digits in the decimal part, but the subtrahend has two digits in the decimal part. So we hold tens and hundredths with two zeros. Now we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. At the left we found 6. At the right we found 0, then 0. And the subtrahend at the left we found 4. At the right we found 7, then 2. Now we need to get the difference. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 0 minus 2. Can you take away 2 from 0? No. So go directly to the digit 6 and for 1 it will be 5. And add 10 to the digit 0. It will be 10. And cross out 0 in between and make it 9. Now 10 minus 2 equals 8. And 9 minus 7 equals 2. We reach the decimal point. Bring down it. Now 5 minus 4 equals 1. So 1.28 is the value for the variables y. And y equals 1.28 is the solution of equation. The second strategy is called inverse operations. To solve the equations by using this strategy, let's take an example. Solve each of the following by using inverse operations. Number 1, 4.45 plus n equals 5.24. Now we need to solve for n. So we write the variable n as it is. And we write the number after equal sign as it is, 5.24. And we need to transpose this number to the opposite side by the opposite sign. Here, be positive. It will be negative. So we write minus 4.45. Now we need to get the difference. At the first, we must check the number of digits. The minimum has one digit in the integral part, and the subtrahend has also one digit in the integral part, and the minimum has two digits in the decimal part, and the subtrahend has two digits in the decimal part. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. The minimum. At the left we found 5. At the right we found 2, then 4. The subtrahend. At the left we found 4. At the right we found 4, then 5. We need to get the difference. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 4 minus 5. Can you take away 5 from 4? No, it doesn't work. So we borrow 1 from the next digit. We cross out 2 and write 1 and add 10 to the digit 4. It will be 14. Now we subtract. 14 minus 5 equals 9. Now 1 minus 4. Can you take away 4 from 1? No, it doesn't work. So we borrow 1 from the digit 5. It will be 4. And add 10 to the digit 1. It will be 11. Now 11 minus 4 equals 7. We reach the decimal point. Bring down it. Now 4 minus 4 equals 0. 0 whole number. So 0.79 be the value for the variable n. And n equals 2900 is the solution for the equation. Solution of equation. Number 2. H minus 6.82 equals 1.23. We need to solve for H. So we write H equals, and we write the number after equal sign as it is. So we write 1.23. Now we need to transpose this number to the opposite side by the opposite side. Here be negative. It will be positive. So we write plus 6.82. Now we need to get the sum. At the first we check the number of digits. The first addend has one digit in the integral part, and the second addend has also one digit in the integral part, and the first addend has two digits in the decimal part, and the second addend has also two digits in the decimal part. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. At the left we found 1, at the right we found 2, then 3. The second addend. At the left we found 6, at the right we found 8, then 2. We need to get the sum. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 2 plus 8 equals 10. Can you write two digits in one place? No. So we write 0 and carry up 1 to the digit in the next higher place. We reach the decimal point. Bring down it. Now 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 2 plus 6 equals 8. So 8.05 is the value for the variable h. And h equals 8, and 500 is the solution for this equation. Solution of equation. Number 3. 28.34 minus 5.35 equals z plus 14 and 8300. At the first, we must get the difference for these two numbers. We check the number of digits. The minimum has two digits in the integral part, and the subtrahend has only one digit in the integral part. So we hold the tens place with 1 0, and the minuend has 2 digits in the decimal part, and the subtrahend has 2 digits in the decimal part. Be the same, so we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. The minuend at the left we found 8, then 2. At the right we found 3, then 4. The subtrahend at the left we found 5, then 0. At the right we found 3, then 5. We need to get the difference. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 4 minus 5. Can you take away 5 from 4? No, it doesn't work. So we put 1 from the digit 3. It will be 2. And add 10 to the digit 4. It will be 14. Now we subtract 14 minus 5 equals 9. Go to the next digit. 2 minus 3. Can you take away 3 from 2? No, it doesn't work. So we borrow 1 from the next digit. Cross out 8 and write 7. And add 10 to the digit 2. It will be 12. Now 12 minus 3 equals 9. So we put 9. We erase the decimal point. Bring down 8. Now 7 minus 5 equals 2, and 2 minus 0 equals 2. So the difference equals 22 and 9900. So we replace these two numbers by 22 and 9900 equals Z plus 14.83. Now we need to solve for Z. So we write Z equals, and we write the number after equal sign as it is. So we write 22.99. And we transpose this number to the opposite side. By the opposite sign here, positive. It will be negative. So we write minus 14.83. Now we need to get the difference. At the first, we check the number of digits. The minuend has 2 digits in the integral part and 2 digits in the decimal part. And the subtrahend has 2 digits in the integral part and 2 digits in the decimal part. Be the same. So we align them. We put the decimal point above the decimal point. The minuend at the left we found 2, then 2. At the right we found 9, then 9. The subtrahend at the left we found 4, then 1. At the right we found 8, then 3. We need to get the difference. We start from the right and going to the left. Now 9 minus 3 equals 6. And 9 minus 8 equals 1. We reach the decimal point. Bring down 8. Now 2 minus 4. Can you take away 4 from 2? No, it doesn't work. So we borrow 1 from the digit 2. It will be 1. And add 10 to the digit 2. It will be 12. Now we subtract 12 minus 4 equals 8. So we write 8. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. Can you write 0 at the left for the integral part? No, not has a value. So 8.16 is the value for the variable Z. And Z equals 8 and 1600 is the solution for the equation. That's all we have for our lesson now. If you want more example, solve the next assessment. Thank you for all.